want to talk a little bit about your music.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, so tell us
So,
a
what are
little
your
bit about
questions?
your music and everything you have going on.
Well, I mean, I've been writing songs for about 30 years, recording and writing, and I just it was mainly a hobby and kind of a form of therapy for me.
Hmm.
And recently I decided to turn professional. So I've been going the independent route. I've been distributing my songs on TuneCore and promoting the songs myself, using a lot of free promotion, like going through college radio and trying to get as many live gigs as I can to promote it. Trying to, go the local route first. But I have sent the songs to a lot of radio stations across the country. I also promoted my songs through Groover.com. So while I was with Groover, they helped me promote my songs on Spotify. They were able to playlist the songs, and that has helped out a lot to boost my streams.
And
So
how has
that's
that
where I,
been working out for you? Do you feel like, you have been doing well with the engagement? People have been responding well to them songs?
yeah, I mean, they've been responding well, and people like the songs. You know, it's with music, it's hit or miss sometimes with an audience. Like some people will like your stuff, and some people just won't for whatever reason. And so there has been a fair amount of rejection
Mhm.
uh, over the last couple of months. So I've had to kind of take that
It,
with, yeah, it's just part of it. So I've done that, and I did send a message to your station, 94.7, the link,
Mhm.
and glad to hear back from you guys, and I'm glad to be part of this interview.
Yes, yes, for sure. Now let's take it back for a little bit. What this made you decide to, take it serious and, really try to put everything towards building a music career?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story if you could wait.
The,
It,
short,
it kind of,
the short
I,
version.
I'll give you the short version. Okay, so I just went through a bad breakup a few months ago, and it kind of changed my perspective on life because after the loss, I felt like I had to kind of reinvest in myself,
Hmm.
and part of that reinvestment in myself is to invest in my music. Um, so that's what really brought me here
Hmm.
to where I am now with my music, and really pushed me to promote it, to get myself out there. Because really, like I said before, it was just like a hobby. The only people that knew about my music was my family. So now a lot of people know about it.
Good. How would you describe your sound? Like, what kind of sound do you have there?
Well, I mean, it's like I guess alternative and indie. It's I listened to a lot of alternative rock bands in the '90s and in the millennium, um, and I kind of took some of that sound as well as a lot of my kind of classic rock influences that I had for years, like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all those guys.
Mm.
And I kind of mixed them up with some alternative rock and formulated the sound that I have.
Nice, nice. What do you say? What you think is kind of like your target audience?
Uh, Um, it varies. It's funny because when I first went on Spotify, my target audience was primarily male,
Mm.
um, middle age, like between the ages of 35 and 49.
Mm.
And now that demographic has shifted to a younger audience,
Really
where now it's like 18 to 34 now is the primary one. It's still primarily male though.
nice. That's because the males probably relate more to what you're
I
saying.
guess. Yeah, I mean, I write a lot about breakups and stuff, so maybe that's, tough breakups, and maybe they can relate. So,
Now, talk to me a little bit about the single that's out right now.
so I don't I have two singles out. One of which is I Don't Even Want to Know, and the other one is Confusion. So both singles are personal songs. I actually wrote them probably in the late 90s to early 2000. And I Don't Even Want to Know is actually about a kind of condescending coworker that I had who questioned while I was in college at the time. She didn't, because I was working in a job that really didn't require a college education.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me while I was in college and what I was kind of doing there, working at that job. So that's what that song's about. And the song Confusion is actually about kind of introspection, looking inward at myself and kind of, questioning why I've had difficulty with relationships and stuff. So,
Do you think
yeah.
it's been kind of like a therapy thing for you?
It has been for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was for a long time. And it still is.
Mm-hmm.
I still write a lot of songs about my personal life. And I'm hoping that people could relate.
Right. What do you think about visuals? Are you creating any visuals for your single?
Am I creating what? I'm sorry?
Any visuals, music videos or social media promo?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually in the process of creating a music video for my first two singles. I'm actually using a production company here in New Jersey to produce the video. The video should be out on my YouTube page in about a month.
Nice. So that's something we have to look forward to. What about future projects? Maybe an EP?
Well, I'm working on a CD project. I actually have. It's funny because I've been writing for so long. I have a back catalog of songs, about 200 of them. And so, I have a lot of material to work with that I'm going to put out over time. The first CD project I'm going to actually put out is probably going to be out around mid-March.
Nice. Now, listen, we love you here. You have to get your social media promo up.
I hear you. And it's a full-time job doing promo. Yes. It really is. I mean, when you're an indie artist, it's a full-time job trying to create music on one hand and trying to promote it on the other. Yes. I mean, a lot of musicians know that, and it's really, for me, it's a full-time job.
Oh, so. Absolutely. What have you found is some of the challenges you face, being an independent artist?
There's a lot of challenges. I mean, the whole thing is self-financed, and it's difficult, trying to make that decision between, whether or not you're going to promote a song, if it's a paid promotion or whatever, or if you're going to try to only go through free promotion. It's a tough decision because I found that, the paid promotions that I've actually done so far have worked out better. Have really pushed the song a lot better than some of the free promotions I've done. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to be leaning toward more paid promotions in the future. It's definitely tough, trying to make that decision, as to what to do with it. Because it's self-financed, the budget is definitely a lot more limited. That's why for me, it's a little bit more slower paced. I have to do it at a slower pace because the budget is so limited for it.
No, definitely. Totally understand. So what's the goal? Is the goal to get picked up by a label, kind of get some machine behind you, or what's your goal?
No, I don't really want a label, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm trying to do this as independently as possible. I don't have a collaborator. I've written the songs by myself. I produced them by myself. I mean, ultimately, if it's necessary, I will record them in a professional recording studio. Like I've done everything at home. I've done all the recording at home. And, some people have said, yeah, it would actually benefit if you went into a professional recording studio and recorded them. And I've said, yeah, when I have the cash, that's so like, that's the thing. That's always the thing with the indie artists. So.
No, totally. Absolutely. I mean, that's just the way this whole music industry works,
Yeah.
Besides music, is there any other things that you're into?
Well, I'm actually into painting. I just started taking it up recently. And I'm using it to actually create the backdrop for a lot of my album covers. Mm-hmm.
Nice. That way you can eliminate the middleman.
As much as I can. As much as I mean, I try to do this as independently as I can.